I'm just hoping like the ride down, my knee will get better, but it's like it's all inflamed and swollen, and so then it's like dislocating. And I have to do this 2 more times, so don't think I'm gonna complete it.
Alright, so check it out. A couple months ago I tried to do an Everest, or an Everesting, which is basically taking your bike and riding it the equivalent of the elevation of Mount Everest. Okay Google, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest is 29,029 feet tall. 29,000 feet equals 8,839.2 meters.
Alright, so you're going to have to climb 29,000 feet or 8,800 meters in one attempt, one go. You can take breaks, but basically in one ride. Here is my idea, is that I would start at 5 in the morning and I would go out onto this climb Bayshore Road, which it's about an hour and a half effort. I'd go up it, come down it, about 7.5 times would give me right around 29,000 feet, 30,000 feet of climbing, of elevation. All right, so let's break this story up into 4 parts. Preparation and planning, food and nutrition, the actual climb itself, and the big fail. All right, so basically the planning and preparation was not much. I thought I wanted to do it and we were getting later in the season. The rain and the cold was coming, and this climb goes from 3,500 feet up to 7,200 feet. The plan was also to film it. So I had my brother-in-law, who's just an amazing photographer. Yo, hey, so do you have Thursday? Are you free Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday, yeah, I'm free.
The plan is to get you to help me shoot this awesome, epic 30,000 foot climbing video. So it's gonna kind of take all day. It's gonna be quite a journey, but are you up for it?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll come over when I get done with the gym on Thursday or on Wednesday night. Yep, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
And I had him come and help me out. I needed everyone's help. I needed my wife's help and my brother-in-law's help to really try to capture this story right. But my brother-in-law only had Thursdays off. That was the only day that he'd be able to work. So he was gonna come over Wednesday night and we would do it Thursday. And honestly, when I started looking at the weather report, it was so ridiculous. Okay, Google, what's the weather gonna be like this week?
Here's the forecast for Bass Lake.
86, 78, 63, 72, 80. Come on, Thursday. Ugh.
Every day up into Thursday was the only day that was cold. There's a huge cold spell coming in. And Wednesday, it started to rain a little bit. You see the rain?
What?
I don't want it to rain. I want it to be, it's warm, but raining here means snowing up there.
Oh, I love the rain. I love the rain.
I was just devastated because this had to happen. Okay, I couldn't do it any other day. Every other week after that was going to be colder and colder, and I couldn't get everyone together. It had to be this day. So I was just kind of fighting through it, hoping, hey, you know what? It is what it is. So I cleaned the bike. I got my bike all set up. I was using an 1128 in the rear and a 5236 in the front, which I thought would be fine, but I probably should have had more gears to climb because the climb is pretty steep. I kind of worked out a schedule for filming of where I wanted my brother-in-law to be. At 9 is when I need you to have that rice and avocado because we're going to take it up to the top.
Okay. See, we just need to make sure that Tomas is not trying to text me when we're up there. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll text him the schedule.
Okay.
Man, it was planned to the T for sure. He had multiple cameras. we had GoPros, we had a drone coming out. It was looking good. So now for food, the whole climb effort was looking to probably be around 15 total hours, just based on where I had ridden before. So going up the hill and kind of gauging my power on what I could definitely be able to sustain was about, an hour and 20 minutes up, then about 20 minutes down, give or take maybe a break of kind of just like relaxing and eating some like real food. But so it was looking probably anywhere between, 13 to 15 hours. And so that's a lot of calories burned. So the main stuff was fig bars, Nature's Bakery fig bars.
Raspberry fig bars, peach fig bars. Let's do blueberry. Yeah? Peach, blueberry, raspberry. Thank you, Nature's Bakery.
I had a ton of those, and I was gonna eat probably 2 fig bars every pass, just as a baseline. And then every time I descended, I was gonna do Cranked Naturals, like hemp protein powder, while I'm riding, right? So I do the climb, I come down, I rehydrate with some liquids and stuff like that, but mainly having hemp protein being entered in my body after every effort. Really trying to make sure that I kept on top of my nutrition, kept on top of my hydration. I never wanted to be hungry or be thirsty. Lunch was gonna be white rice with avocado and teriyaki sauce. And then for dinner, while I was out on the ride, because it was gonna probably end up getting pretty late, do some kind of broccoli, beans, potatoes, whole deal. So my wife that was her job, right, is to make sure I was fed. Because where the climb is, it's only 5 minutes from my house. So when I start the climb, when I come down, my wife can bring me food, like super easy, and I don't have to bring a lot of it on me. That was a huge plus. Before quitting, I probably put down 4 or 5 fig bars. I ate some rice, and I think I did a Red Bull. I failed, right? We'll get into that. So I wasn't able to go through the whole bit of food.
I couldn't find my gloves, so I had to throw socks on.
Are they working out?
Socks on my hands. God. What's hard is that I can't see my power meter. Like, I really need my power meter to like pace myself, because it's just pitch black. So like I had to like touch it to see what I'm doing. It's like surprisingly like peaceful out here. But dude, once you leave, I'm gonna be a little worried about like,
a little creepy.
Like animal life, you know?
Big old deer jumping on you.
Just like a bear just being like, who the f is this idiot? I'm about to give me a lunch.
So then I was kind of left on this climb by myself, pitch black. It was super scary because the woods are out there, and I'm just thinking any moment a bear is just gonna jack me. And so I was not, I've never been that terrified on a bike, honestly. And now going up, I had my sweatshirt on, and I was not cold going up. By the time I got to the very top, it was about 27 degrees. Okay, Google, what's 27 degrees in Celsius?
27 degrees Fahrenheit equals minus 2.778 degrees Celsius.
Coming down, I was losing it. I had socks for gloves. It was so cold. And the amount of shivering that I was doing, I was so bummed because I'm like, I'm losing so much energy right now. So many kilojoules of energy is just going into shivering to warm my body.
Can you buckle it?
Why do you want him to not go?
Wow. Not warm.
It's a mental game as well as the physical.
I just gotta get. Come on, shift, bro.
Do you need more water? You're like supposed to hold it?
Yeah, for a little bit.
So the second pass up was a little bit warmer, and we got some better shots. This is kind of where the contingency plan of what if something fails is that we're going to have footage to do the climb, right? Is what happens if this fails? I need something to be able to produce and upload. So we got a lot of cool shots. My brother-in-law was awesome. He found really neat shots everywhere he could, and at this point, I'm feeling really good. Like, no worries. I have no issues. Fitness is on par. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm thinking, man, I got this. I am for sure not going to fail.
How's it going so far?
Dude, that coming down was just, it was so cold.
Just suck all the energy out.
Dude, I lost a lot of energy just by shivering. Like I was convulsing. And I gotta poop. I gotta poop hard.
I get to the top of the climb, and I go to the bathroom, do a little weight reduction, right? Get back in and start descending. And this is, again, it just was so cold. Now I gotta put in here that I have a knee injury. I have a knee injury from jiu-jitsu. Some torn ligaments in there, but nothing that crazy. I haven't had any issues for a long time with it failing. It used to fail, my knee used to dislocate, no worries. But on the way down, my knee started to hurt really, really bad. Not in a good way, not in a way you could push through.
How do you feel, Tyler?
Like physically it's fine, but my knee feels so swollen. It's a bummer.
Can you push past it?
Huh?
Can you push past it?
I don't know.
So on the third pass, we're trying to get some cool shots with the GoPro, me kind of chasing the car, and my wife's sort of not able to drive quite really that good. And so then we get about 40 minutes into this third pass, and I want to say that I'm at about 11,000 feet of climbing, and my knee just is erupting into pain. I mean, it is such a sharp, horrible pain.
So don't think I'm gonna complete it. Which sucks.
Do you need like some icy, like a, not icy hot, but like a wrap or something?
You have a brace.
I know, but all right, just get some cool shots, okay?
All right.
And what happens is as I release, like so putting pressure down on the pedals, fine, but when that pressure releases, it sort of dislocates and I can feel it. And so it's like my knee it has this little bit of dislocation every time I'm like lifting up. And then if I don't track my knee just perfect, it will like kind of slip out of place. It's horrible. And I'm just like dreading this. My brother-in-law has invested all of his time. I have a guy coming up with a drone who's gonna be there. He's driving from super far away. Everyone has put all their energy into me. And I know I'm gonna fail. Not, like, at this point, I'm not even halfway, and there's no possible way that I'm gonna be able to finish if my knee continues this way. So I try standing, and I try sitting, and I try spinning. I'm trying everything. And then my knee just starts dislocating hard. And I have to stop. I have to pull over, and I'm just like, oh, no! Like, I did not plan for this.
Well, we're just about 11,000 feet in. I have an old jiu-jitsu injury in my knee. And it's just dislocating. I mean, my knee's dislocating. It's popping out. And it's like a pain that's not, it's not a just push through it and be a man pain. I mean, it's like stops me from riding. I can't get out of the saddle. Can't put pressure on it. Physically, like fitness-wise, I feel great. Like honestly, if it wasn't for my knees, this is no issue. Alright, let's go meet Tomas and let's see what happens if I stop riding for a second.
I'm so bummed. So I'm thinking, okay, well, let me go back down. We go back down to the bridge, about halfway through the climb. We meet up with Tomas, who's got the drone, and we start shooting some drone stuff, because right now I'm like, I've got to have this backup plan B, the climb video, right? So we start to shoot that, and every time I pedal, my knee is in like 8 out of 10 pain. And a pain that is not, you can push through. A pain of, I might be ruining my leg for life, right? It's just the ligaments are like popping and tearing and crunching, and I gave it everything I had. And it was just this point of, man, I felt great. The planning was there. Everything was dialed. What you gonna do?
It's not like something that I can just keep pushing through, so just keeps like dislocating. It could have a catastrophic failure and I could just completely tear my ligaments, so that is going to do it for that effort. Bummer.
All right, so the last part of this story is the big fail. How I dealt with this, how embarrassing it was. But so basically, I finished off at 66 miles with 12,000 feet of climbing. And 33 of those miles were descending. So in 33 miles of pedaling, I climbed 12,000 feet. That's bonkers. That is just so much pressure on my knee that if my biomechanics in any way were off at all, you're gonna end up exposing an issue, which happened. I didn't want to quit, but there was just no way that I was gonna be able to, like, I might blow out my knee and never have it be the same. Also, to add insult to injury, my Garmin, right as I started, it started saying storage space low. And I had prepped my Garmin perfectly, made sure that everything was fine. Cleared it of all of its rides so I wouldn't run out of space. I've never even seen that message before. And then it stopped recording. The Garmin stopped recording at about 40 minutes into the ride. Like, it still showed me power, still showed me all my data. It wasn't saving it to the system. I was just like, are you serious? And then so when I finally uploaded it, it said it was a corrupt file, and I have no record I have no Strava record to show you that I actually did this. I took a screenshot of the 66 miles and 12,000 feet of climbing, but it was just so devastating, man. Like, at least if I fail, I'm still gonna have an epic ride on my Strava. Nope, psych. Garmin just took that from me. I was so bummed. So Garmin fails, my knee fails, my nutrition, my fitness doesn't. Bummer. So we get back in the car and I'm just devastated. I gotta tell all these people that they supported me and they believed in me and I failed them. Following up after that, I really, my knee was blown for about a month. I couldn't really ride for more than an hour without it just completely falling apart. I went to physical therapy and they started showing me that my biomechanics of my legs are just way off. That all my supporting muscles are way off. Just because everything I do is focused on cycling. I don't have my back, my core, my hip flexors, all these things really kind of led to this weird pressure point on my knee. And then just adding insult to injury is that my knee was already injured. I think also what I've seen from other people being able to do the Everest challenge is the much smaller climbs. You know, you can go harder up like a 1K climb or like a 1 mile climb, like just something really small, like boom, and then you descend and boom, and you descend and boom, descend. These like short little intervals. And that might be harder mentally to get over that you have to do 250 of them or something crazy. But when mine 7.5 attempts, like mentally you can get on top of that. But dude, an hour and a half of straight climbing and grinding, and then you descend, and it's like a technical descent, so you kind of have to be like on it, and then to immediately have to go back up. It was, I don't think that's the way to do it. I think you're gonna build up way too much fatigue because your body won't maybe able to recover as quickly when you're doing an hour and a half effort versus, you know, a 20-minute effort or a 10-minute effort, and then just keep doing those. But I'm gonna definitely do this in the summer when it gets warmer and I have more time. I'm gonna try it again for sure, because I really want this. I want to be able to knock this out. I want to film it again. And that's the other thing, is filming and telling a story kind of changes the dynamic of what you're doing. I can't just go out there by myself and just, you know, focus. Like I want to be able to tell the story in a really cool way. I mean, instead I have a story of a failure, which, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's a better story. I started to Instagram story it, and so people could kind of follow along. That was a bummer because people are like, yeah, it is, you got it. And then, again, it's not, I wanted to go, so I wanted to finish. So anyway, this is the story of my failed Everesting, my failed attempt. I will be back to do this. It's definitely not something out of reach. Again, if you want to see the climb is the piece of this that what I was able to gather from this this cool footage. You can watch that kind of like a motivational, inspirational sort of video. And that's why I was wearing that flannel sweatshirt, is because it was super duper cold. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this. As always, if you can cyclist, yeah.